If you've ever hesitated on a decision and watched an opportunity pass, or sent your team to a course and wondered, did anything actually change? You're in the right place. Today, we're upgrading two core parts of your human operating systems: OS 5, learning and capability, and OS 6, decision making and risk. When you learn faster and decide smarter, your business compounds results. Be times do equals have. Let's make that real for you. Welcome, Phil Badura here, your Action Coach Business Coach. Thanks for investing your focus with me today. I know you're juggling customers, cash flow, and a team that looks to you for clarity. My promise, in the next 10 minutes or so, you'll walk away with simple, repeatable systems to lift capability, cut decision time, and reduce costly mistakes so that you can scale with confidence. Operating System 5 is the learning engine that makes your business smarter every quarter. Operating 6, the decision engine that turns insight into action without gambling the farm. Stay to the end for your one-page rollout plan and a link to book your free strategy session. So let's start with OS 5, learning and capability. Why does OS 5 matter? If the market is learning and you're not, you're losing. Capability isn't a nice to have, it's a cash flow strategy. The identity shift here is curious experimenter. The belief, the more I learn, the more I earn. So some common failure patterns to be conscious of. Training is an event, not a system. Courses chosen by interest, not mission critical skills. Zero transfer to the job, no practice, no coaching, no metrics. Owners learning alone. The team then gets left in the dark. So the OS 5 framework, be times do equals have. So B, lead with curiosity, model learning, and share what you're working on. The do is install 3 cadences: quarterly learning plan, lunch and learn rhythm, rapid feedback, and loops. Have is faster innovation, error reduction, and stronger employer brand. So let's look at cadence number 1, quarterly learning plan. Pick one business critical skill for you and one for each key role per quarter. Tie every skill to a measurable business outcome. So an owner example here might be consulting or consultative selling 2.0. Lift close rates from 28 to 35% in 90 days. An operations example might be root cause analysis. Reduce rework hours by 25%. So the commitment is one book or course, one mentor, one project to put it to work. Cadence number 2 is lunch and learn. So have fortnightly 30-minute meetings. Rotate the presenters. Structure 5-minute teach, 10-minute live demo, 10-minute team practice, 5-minute capture improvements to your SOPs or standard operating procedures. Record it, tag it, build a searchable skills library in your internal intranet system. Cadence number 3 is rapid feedback loops. Treat every initiative as a learning sprint. Hypothesis, pilot, measure, iterate. Close the sprint by updating the playbook and celebrating the best improvement. Some field examples from working with my clients is a regional fabricator with 20 staff. We allocated 2% of revenue to skills. Ops rolled out a 6-week quarterly sprint rework dropped 40%, and on-time delivery jumped 11 points. Hiring improved because candidates could see a real learning path. Another example is a trade services firm. The sales techs practiced a 5-minute discovery call role play weekly. The close rate moved from 24% to 33% in 2 months, adding $38,000 per month at current pricing. An agri-logistics SME. Cross-training forklift drivers and warehouse pickers cut scheduling bottlenecks. Overtime costs fell 18% in that first quarter. So what to measure? Training transfer rate. The improvement is tied to the skills trained. Time to competency per role. Defect rework trend and customer NPS or Net Promoter Scores. The learning investment equals the percent of revenue, and you should be considering starting at 1 to 2% of your revenue is allocated to learning and training. So the transition, learning's the fuel, but fuel without a steering wheel is messy, which brings us into operating system number 6, decision-making and risk. So why does OS 6 matter? Paralysis kills momentum, reckless leaps burn cash. We want a confident navigator mindset. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. So the 5-step decision filter. Define the real problem and success criteria. List the options, a minimum of 3. Estimate the return on investment, ROI, and the impact. What's the upside, the effort, and the time? Surface the worst case scenario and what are the mitigations that you need to apply. Commit who, what, when, and then set a review date. A pro tip here is decide who decides before you debate. If it's your call, say so. If it's a team call, set the rules and the deadline. One-way versus two-way doors. Two-way decisions are reversible. Make them fast with 80% of the data. One-way decisions are hard to reverse. Slow down, stress test, and pull in a red team review. Label the door type in your agenda and watch your meeting speed lift instantly. The risk playbook. Pre-mortem. It's 90 days later and this failed. Why? Capture the mitigations now. The tripwires. Define leading indicators and thresholds that trigger a pivot. The post-mortem. After key decisions, ask what worked, what didn't, what will we change next time? 10 minutes max, make sure you document it. Again, some field examples from working with my clients. There was a manufacturer. We mapped product decisions into 2 doors. Two-way doors cleared in 24 hours. One-way doors ran through a 45-minute red team. Decision lead time fell 37%, and product changes hit market 2 weeks earlier. A civil contractor introduced pre-mortems and tripwires on their bids. Avoided a low-margin contract that looked really shiny, saving $180,000 in potential overruns. An SaaS for trades instituted postmortems on marketing tests. Their cost per lead fell 29% across 2 sprints. So what do you need to measure? Some examples here is decision lead time, from proposal to commitment. Percent two-way versus one-way decisions. Look at error rollback rate, and the cost of the delay, and then post-mortem completion rates. So pulling together the OS5 and OS6, the flywheel, every decision creates learning. Every learning sprint accelerates decisions. Capture the lesson, upgrade the playbook, move again. That's your compounding edge. Now, your 30-day rollout. Week 1, choose one critical skill and one nagging decision and appoint some owners to it. Week 2, run your first lunch and learn. Label 3 upcoming decisions by door type. Week 3, pilot 1 improvement. Hold your first post-mortem review. Week 4, publish a 1-page update, results, lessons, and then what's the next sprint going to be. If you want help tailoring OS5 and 6 to your team and industry, book a free strategy session with me. We'll map the first 3 upgrades and the exact metrics that you need to watch. Turning business dreams into reality isn't a slogan, it's a system. Let's build yours. This is Phil Badura, turning business dreams into reality.